The narcissist's end goal is simple with you. They want to make you feel disposable and replaceable, like you are one of many, ordinary. There is nothing special to you and you can be easily forgotten. They study you to erase you, love bomb you to later reduce you to ashes. They want to walk all over you like a doormat, strip you of your identity and convince you that you were never that amazing, that powerful to begin with. But what if I told you that's not your reality? What if I told you the version of you they are trying to bury is the exact version they will never get over at? If you overcome your trauma and become the woman they can never get over. But why? You carry the light they cannot dim, they cannot steal away, which is why they want to extinguish it. However, in today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to become the person they can never forget. Mind you, it's not about taking revenge. It's about walking away with grace, walking away as the person the narcissist was not able to diminish, no matter what they did. I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. The topic for today's episode is 10 ways to become a woman a narcissist cannot get over. If that sounds interesting, stay until the very end. And before we get started with number one, something important to share with you. On June 5th, I'm doing a free workshop. The topic is how to thrive after narcissistic abuse. There will be 3 chapters to it happening on June 5th, 9th, and 12th consecutively. If you want to book your spot right now, click the link in the description or I button above. I launched it yesterday and already 700 seats were taken within hours. So I do not know how long I'll keep it open because I also have limited capacity. Number 1, be the woman who sees the patterns, not the unmanifested potential. A narcissist counts on your hope, false hope. They need you to believe in their potential, to hold on to the fantasy of who they could be rather than who they really are. It is how they keep you loyal long after the relationship has rotted. But when you begin to see the repeated patterns, behaviors, the emotional loops, the predictable highs followed by extremely destructive emotional lows, you stop falling for their future promises. You do not stay for who they could be. You leave because of who they are. And that alone breaks their illusion of power. They cannot forget the woman who figured them out without needing to be destroyed. Number 2, become the woman who does not react the way they trained you to. Your reaction is their fodder. Every narcissist conditions their partner through silence, reward, chaos, and punishment. They teach you how to respond, how to fear them, how to please them, how to walk on eggshells, basically how to tiptoe around them, how to make your life about them. When you stop justifying, defending, arguing, when you stop caring about their distorted version of the truth, what happens? They lose their grip, and that confuses them. That confusion plants a seed they cannot shake no matter what they do. And the inner voice in their head says, you're not under their control anymore. That voice, that thought alone will haunt them far longer than any argument ever could. Why? Because power and control are everything to them. And the core reason behind that is they're utterly powerless before the situation they so tightly kept together. Number 3, be the woman who disappears without begging for closure. They expect tears. They want you to beg. They want you to long for them, write long messages, plead for understanding, or sit across from them one last time so they can feed on your pain, take sadistic pleasure. But when you vanish without warning, when you take your energy, attention, and explanation away from the equation, away from them, you leave with nothing to twist. And you know, narcissists feed on final scenes. If you deny them the script, they are left with silence, and silence from a woman they thought they broke is unbearable. It is defeating and deafening. Number 4, be the woman who thrives in their absence. Nothing destroys a narcissist more than seeing the person they tried to ruin come back to life. When you start to glow again, when your energy returns, your health improves, confidence rises, they realize they didn't kill you. They realize you were never theirs to shape. Every narcissist secretly believes that the source of your happiness, your joy, and your suffering. They are the master. So when you rebuild without them, you shatter their belief that you were nothing without them. Now they have to live with the proof. Number 5, turn into a woman who holds her boundaries no matter what. Boundaries confuse narcissists. They see them as insults, not standards. They take it personally when you say no. But when you stop bending your truth to avoid their rage or guilt trips, you become untouchable, especially when you have boundaries made of steel. You're not afraid of their silence anymore. You're not shaken by their disapproval. And you're not manipulated by their fake apologies, that stonewalling. Boundaries are more than walls. They are mirrors. And narcissists hate what they see when their control stops working. That reflection they see stays with them longer than you know. Number 6, be the woman who never tries to prove her worth. The more you explain yourself, the more they play confused. You know that. The more you fight for the relationship, the more difficult they make it, the more they punish your effort. It's all a setup, a game to keep you in a loop where your love is a performance, never enough, never recognized. But the moment you stop trying to prove that you're worthy of being loved unconditionally and instead start acting like you already are, something shifts. You stop selling yourself and they lose their audience. That power reversal is what makes them spiral. There is no stopping that. When you take your power back by recognizing that you are intrinsically valuable, that you deserve reciprocity, they die. They want you to settle on breadcrumbs. But when you recognize that these breadcrumbs are moldy, that it's killing you, that they're poisoning you, that they are not even bare minimum, you wake up to your truth. And truth is what burns a narcissist. Number 7, be the woman who stops hoping they will change. Hope is their greatest weapon, as I said. They create fake hope intentionally. They will give you glimpses of decency just to pull you back in. But when you finally accept that this is who they are, that the love you imagined is never coming to you, you remove the hook. You stop playing their game, and that is when they panic, they shake, they tremble, because they have always relied on your hope to keep the door open. When you close that door and lock it from inside, they know they have lost something permanent and you're never coming back. Sometimes they give you silent treatment, they do not respond, and they want you to fall apart. They wait for that moment to happen. But when you really give yourself the closure that you know you cannot get from them, the game is lost. And that, my dear survivor, is the ultimate defeat of the narcissist. It leaves a lingering effect. It makes them think about you all the time because they want to be the one to say the last word, to shut that door on you. When you take that power, when you roll reversal, you destroy their power in the realest sense possible. Number 8, turn into a woman who no longer explains the abuse. You do not have to convince anyone, not your friends, not your family, not his family, not even him. When you stop explaining and start acting, that's the point. When you move in silence, take your distance, reclaim your peace, they no longer have access to your energy or your narrative. Narcissists live for the back and forth all the time. They want to defend, deflect, and debate until you are exhausted. But when you choose to walk away without making it a courtroom, they are stuck in their own echo chamber. Imagine the punishment. And in that silence, your absence grows louder than your voice ever could. It is the silence that destroys a narcissist, not the screaming. Number 9, be the woman who refuses to hate. Very important. Hate is still a connection. It means you are still emotionally entangled, still giving your power away, especially if you're acting out of that hatred. But when you detach without any resentment or desire to take revenge, when you let him be exactly who he is and no longer feel the need to change him, punish him, or make him understand, you become free. He cannot latch onto your forgiveness. He cannot manipulate your bitterness. And that kind of indifference is what narcissists fear the most. Because once you stop caring, they stop existing in the way they want to. Number 10, be the woman who writes a new story without him in it. Narcissists want to be the main character in your life even after they have left it. They have the main character syndrome. They want to be the reason you cry, you laugh, you question yourself, the reason you can't move forward. But when you begin writing a new life story where they are not the ending, not the villain, not the hero, not even a chapter worth rereading, they become irrelevant. That is what they will never get over. Not your beauty, your body, or your attention, but the fact that they were just a pause in your story, not the plot, which is what you're going to learn a lot more about in the upcoming workshop. So make sure you are registered before the booking closes. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.